Welcome to my 2021 Money in the Bank pay-per-view predictions. I'm doing this literally the night of. It's about 10 o'clock, so I'm going to get this out of the way and just not waste any more of your time. The kickoff match. The SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The champions, Rey and Dominic Mysterio against the challengers, the Usos. Now, I know that some people are like, why are they on the kickoff show? It's disrespectful to them. How dare they? It's like, dude, relax. Calm down. It's nothing to get bent out of shape over, because AEW have kickoff matches all the time with their buy-in, and they're pretty great. Nobody's complaining about those. Nobody's saying that it's disrespectful to the talent that appeared on the kickoff matches over there. So, yeah. Don't sleep on kickoff matches. And I wouldn't sleep on this one either. I think this is going to be a good match. And I think that the Mysterios are actually going to retain. Normally, if Jimmy didn't get arrested, and for that DUI, I would have thought that the Usos would definitely be getting the tag titles. And that's still a possibility. It wouldn't surprise me, because it turns out this DUI doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. But I will say and predict that the Mysterios are going to retain for now. Continuing on, I'm going to save the Money in the Bank ladder matches for last. Continuing on with the Tag Team Championship matches, we have the Raw Tag Team championships on the line. AJ Styles and Omos against the Viking Raiders. I think that AJ Styles and Omos are going to retain, because I think it would be very exciting to have AJ Styles and Omos against RK Bro at SummerSlam. So, AJ Styles and Omos to retain. The Raw Women's Championship match. Rhea Ripley, the champion, against Charlotte Flair. This one's a tough one. To me, I think this is the outcome is entirely dependent on those Money in the Bank matches. The women's match. So, I'm going to say Rhea to retain, because I really do think that, I would really like to see Rhea versus Becky at SummerSlam. Because if Becky's going to come back, what better way to have her return than to face off against Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam? It wouldn't surprise me if they were to put the belt back on Charlotte. That's definitely a possibility. But I think that while Rhea's championship reign has been just kind of okay, I think that this will be a good match. The match at Hell in a Cell was also pretty good. So I think that this will be a pretty good match. Rhea to retain here. The WWE Championship match. Bobby Lashley, the almighty WWE Champion, versus Kofi Kingston. Let's not beat around the bush here. This is going to be like an absolute squash, just like it was on the very first SmackDown on Fox when Kofi faced Brock Lesnar. So I think that Kofi's going to get absolutely annihilated, and Lashley will easily retain the championship. The Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, against Edge. Ooh, this one's another tough one. I think that Roman Reigns, despite all the rumors that he's going to face Cena at SummerSlam, I think that Edge has really come across as very believable, and I think that it is definitely possible that Edge could win the Universal title. But that result, once again, is kind of dependent on what happens with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which I will get to, I will save for the very last. And speaking of Money in the Bank ladder matches, let's predict this with the women. For the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, we have, pulling it up here, because I can't remember really who's in it for some reason, we have Zelina Vega, Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Ash, almost superhero, Liv Morgan, and Natalya and Tamina. Now, before I predict who's going to win, let me predict who isn't going to win. Let's predict who could use the briefcase, who needs it, and who doesn't. Natty and Tamina. No. Why are they here? They're the women's tag team champions. They should be defending those titles. They have no business being in this match. So cross them off the list. Zelina Vega, no, she's not winning this either. Naomi, maybe she could use that briefcase. I think that would be a pleasant surprise. Asuka, she already won it last year. She had a long run with the belt. So I'm going to say no, she's not winning it. She won it last year. She's Asuka. She can literally get a championship match at any time. We have the two favorites. Well, I should say two favorites and a wild card. With the wild card being Nikki Ash and the two favorites being Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan. Who needs this more? Liv Morgan. Yeah, I said it. Liv Morgan. Alexa Bliss, now, obviously she's the odds-on favorite. She is the most popular pick for most people, and I can definitely see why. But she won the briefcase a few years ago. I don't think she needs it to be interesting. She's already one of the most interesting characters on Monday Night Raw. And I think they were teasing a feud between her and Eva Marie and Doudrop on the Go Home show. So if those two are going to feud like I think that they are, I don't think Alexa's going to win. But it would not surprise me if she did win. I've been wrong about the women's Money in the Bank match before. I thought last year Shayna Baszler was for sure going to win that match, but it turned out to be Asuka. So, yeah, this one's kind of a tough one. I could definitely see Bliss winning, but I really want Morgan to win. I think Liv Morgan's worked so hard for so long. She's appreciated by the fans, well-liked. And I think that when we're talking about this match being used as an opportunity to launch someone's career, to make a star, Liv Morgan is the one that I'm looking at. I know that Nikki Ash with this new character that she's come up with, is very interesting. I'm just not sure that it'll work with the briefcase. Like, I'm not sure she'll work with the briefcase. I'm not sure. She's a wild card. But I think that Liv Morgan will be the winner of this year's Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and everyone will watch her win. Now, finally wrapping things up with the men, and this one is stacked. We're looking at probably one of the best Money in the Bank lineups in a long, long time. Look at the star power. We have Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, Riddle, Ricochet, Johnny Drip Drip, John Morrison, Big E, Shinsuke Nakamura, King Ske Nakamura, and Seth Rollins, the Drip God. So, there are a lot of people that I could actually see winning this match. Drew McIntyre, Big E, Riddle, Rollins, Ricochet. I think Kevin Owens is going to be involved in a feud with King Corbin. No, sorry, he's not King Corbin anymore, with just Baron Corbin. So, let's look at each one of the people that I think could win. Let's get this one out of the way. Big E. I think that Big E could definitely be a good pick. He could be a very good pick because there are rumors that, he could go to Raw during the draft. And, I think that Big E would be a fun pick. He had that Intercontinental Championship run on that Christmas episode of SmackDown and held it until WrestleMania. And I think that we as fans have been wanting to see a little bit more with Big E. We've been wanting to see him be a world champion. He was at one point a favorite to win the Royal Rumble match. So I think that Big E could possibly win. I think that Riddle would be a fun pick, but I think that he's going to be involved with RK Bro at SummerSlam, or with Randy Orton and AJ Styles and Omos at SummerSlam. Ricochet is going to do some absolute insane stuff. Ricochet and John Morrison, which, by the way, what a hell of a match they had on Raw on the Go Home show. That is a match of the year candidate on a random episode of Raw. You gotta love it. Rollins could win. I'm not sure if he will, but if Edge beats Roman Reigns and if Rollins wins Money in the Bank, I think the match sets itself. Edge versus Rollins at SummerSlam is what we're all looking forward to, but if Edge wins the Universal Championship, the stakes just become bigger. But let's be honest. Let's address the elephant in the room. Drew McIntyre. He is definitely the favorite to win the briefcase, and it would not surprise me at all if he were to win the briefcase, because rumors are suggesting that Goldberg's going to come back on Monday, challenge Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam. Ooh. But something's telling me that Drew might not win because of one man that you should never hinder. It's Jinder Mahal. They've been doing this whole feud with the sword and the motorbike and whatever. So, what if Jinder cost Drew the match? Yeah, I think that could happen. I think that really could happen. But my prediction... you know what? I'm going to go with Big E. Yeah, Big E. Big E to win Money in the Bank, because I think this could go both ways. He could go over to, he could stay on SmackDown and cash in, or he could go over to Raw and cash in on Bobby Lashley, because Bobby Lashley has a problem with the New Day, and I think that it would make sense if Big E were to back up his brothers. You know, he's like, I'm going to beat Lashley for the title, and, in honor of Kofi and Xavier. I think that would be really fun. So, wow, that was it. We got through these pretty quickly in about less than 15 minutes. That's fantastic. I cannot wait for this. Last night's SmackDown was fantastic. I am so hyped for Money in the Bank, and I am so hyped for Raw. Yes, you heard that correctly. I'm hyped for Raw. Sue me. Okay? I think the hate that Raw gets is it's overdone. I'm not saying that there aren't problems with Raw, but I just think that a lot of the things that I've seen on Raw, I've really enjoyed. I don't think it's that bad of a show at all. It's not as good as SmackDown, but it's not this terrible, god-awful, insulting show that so many people, in my opinion, make it out to be. But that's just my opinion. So, WWE is back. The fans are back. And I couldn't be more excited for tomorrow's Money in the Bank. If you guys have any predictions, leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It'll really help me out. And I will see you in the next video.